Hi everyone. So welcome to this reading. I don't know how much of a reading I'm going to do because the energy is already coming in and I'm just going to deliver it the way that I'm getting it. But if I do pull from a tarot deck, it'll be this one. It came to my attention that a lot of people are interested in this deck, and it's called the Daydream Tarot deck. You can find it readily available online. So, so the first thing I want to say about this energy that's coming through is that it feels a little bit like we are hellbound and determined for something. There's a lot of motivation inside of this collective. We may not necessarily have this motivation for anything in our 3D, though most of you will. Some of you are having this motivation towards something that's going on internally. Like, I'm hellbound and determined not to repeat this internally. I'm hellbound and determined to break through to the other side. You guys are trying to leave some sort of holding pattern. Holding pattern feels a little bit like a cycle. The cycle has changed and changed and changed very gradually through time, but now it's like I'm just done of being on this same thing. So we're trying to break through to the other side, right? The other side of the fence. I almost feel that in some ways we feel like something has not been available to us. It's available to everybody else. Why isn't it available to me? It's that kind of energy. And whoever this message is for, the reason why this is coming through is because this sheer willpower and determination that you have right now is going to break you through. There are a series of opportunities that feel like they're coming, and there's an important message wrapped up in that. Make sure you don't take any opportunity, right? Sometimes when we have been over here for so long, when the opportunities from over here start coming, it's like, oh my God, I just got to take it because this might be the last one. That is the mentality of lack. Right? So make sure that you have an abundant mentality as you step over there. This is your new reality now. This is your new reality. Those opportunities that are coming towards you, you get to decide and pick which one's best for you. You don't have to take the first one. Some of you have this feeling of time is running out, and so this may be why you're tempted to take the first one. If it's something like a job or, all those things, like, you might feel like I have to take this because I need to, XYZ, pay my bills and get it all done. And I'm not going to tell you not to take the first one, obviously it's your survival. But there's just a little bit of advice that you want to carefully consider what it is that you really want, right? Maybe it is the first one. Maybe it is the first one, but the mindset that is being expressed through this energy is understanding that you have opportunities available to you now, and it's not an opportunity, it's opportunities, and you get to have the choice of your choice. You get to have the power of your choice. Okay, I like that. Oh yeah, here's our new friend. Oh, it needs a name. This cup needs a name. Help me with a name. Help me with a name. All right. Let's see. So there's also this energy of like, I don't know. I feel like this collective, like, we have had a really hard life of struggle, right? Of survival, of like not having a lot of the same opportunities that other people have had. And at some point, for many of you, you had to realize that you actually did have those opportunities. You were never shown those opportunities, right? You were never told how to see that, how to find the path to those opportunities. So it's almost as though, I'm just going to say it, and this isn't to like parent shame or anything. It's almost like your parents failed you in that sense. Whereas other parents maybe help their children, fill out forms for college, or like, help them understand that that's what they should be doing next, or, guided them towards certain things like, yeah, you want to do this, we support you. That wasn't available to this particular collective that I'm tapping into. It's like you had to take whatever you got, right? You had to take whatever you got. And so this is part of that holding pattern that you may have received. And for a lot of you, even taking what you got, you had it taken away at some point. So this energy that's coming through is beautiful because someone's rewriting that story. Someone's rewriting that, those chapters of their life. Not that you can ever change the past, but you're changing your future by changing your outlook on yourself from the past. So there is this new sense of, no, I deserve this. If this is available to other people, it's also available to me, that someone is coming into. And this is actually helping someone kind of spread their wings, so to speak. It's not always that these opportunities just happen to be rolling in. It's that we're understanding where to look now for some of you, right? For some of you, you are having things just kind of roll in because you've changed your energetic signature. I don't have to struggle there anymore is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. I don't have to struggle there anymore. For some of you, it's I don't have to tolerate that anymore. Ooh, okay. Tell me what is going on energetically currently. We have the Emperor. So this is, again, that beautiful sense of self-agency. Not only do I govern myself, but I govern the things around me. I get to pick what's around me. I get to decide what kingdom I graft into my little empire. I get to decide what opportunities I choose. I get to decide who's here. I get to decide what I take part in. I get to decide where my energy goes, where my efforts go, right? I get to pick and choose my battles. This is a lot of self-agency showing up inside of this card. This, for me, this kind of energy that I'm feeling roll through, for me, this is its own sort of awakening, right? It's an awakening to personal sovereignty. And if there's anything that's sovereign, it's definitely the Emperor. So one of the things that I think that this collective, with that energy I was feeling in the very beginning, with that hellbound and determined, we are committed to being stubborn. Stubbornness can get us far in the right context, right? So whoever this message is for, you're being very stubborn that this is what you are going to do for yourself. You're going to break through. You're going to get these things. You're going to have this. And I love that, right? You guys know how much into manifestation I am. I love this. I love this energy. We have the Eight of Cups. In order to do that, sacrifices were made, right? In order to do that, there were things, people, places, events that we had to give up. We had to walk away from. Some of you are realizing how the energy input of others is actually affecting you. You may be finding that you're more energy sensitive at this time. You may be realizing for some of you that you're a psychic empath, meaning a person can be 2 states away and you can still pick up their emotions even if you're not speaking to them. And so you're disconnecting from people whose emotions are actually bringing you down. And I'm not trying to say that in any kind of cutthroat way. Obviously, when we have friends, they go through things. But for some of you, you had some connections in your life that were really weighing you down. And I don't know, I heard top heavy when I said that. It's almost like for some of you, this is like more of a telepathic thing where a person's negative thoughts started becoming your negative thoughts. Influence is real, right? There's the practical level of influence that we're all aware of, but the subtle influence is real as well. And some of you, you've had to leave something behind. I am feeling that for many of you, this was very emotional or very psychic, a psychic connection or an emotional connection here that you had to leave behind because of the presence of that moon and obviously the cups. Okay. I'm going to put it this way. Look at this cat. This cat's looking in that cup and it's like, oh shit, I didn't know that was in there. And that's kind of how it feels. It's like this startling realization that, oh, wow, I was allowing that, you know, that's kind of how it feels. And then now we're in like this disgruntled energy of, yeah, that's not happening anymore. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this collective. There's been sacrifices. And, you know, the reason why I'm saying a sacrifice is because chances are it wasn't a person, place, or thing that you even wanted to let go of. Right? It may have been something that was very special to you, but you're realizing that in order to break through, you have to completely release whatever this is. And that's difficult. That's difficult. For some of you, this is a belief that kept you safe. It's something that was comforting. It was very hard to release this. Some of you, it's a belief that keeps you safe in terms of your social group, right? This is what will help me be accepted. This is what will help me have a support structure. And some of you, you've had to release that entire thing just to make sure that you accomplish whatever it is that you know is right for you. We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very passionate, right? Very passionate about what it is that they're doing. This card is telling me that we don't have to keep up this level of motivation for long, right? The Knight of Wands, his fire burns out pretty quickly. And so this motivation is really strong here in the beginning because this is what you need to break through, right? That breaking through moment isn't something that's going to happen. It's not going to happen over a long period of time. It's something that's going to happen real fast. And with the presence of the Knight of Wands, I dare say this is something that's going to happen very quickly now. Like I said, that there's I think I said this in the beginning, maybe I didn't say this. There is an energy of things are ramping up, right? I know that that's come out a couple readings ago. Things are ramping up. The energy's starting to pick up now. After kind of a very peaceful, quiet time, right? Even feeling like we're stuck in some way. And for many of you, this is about connections. It's about our foundations, our home, our jobs, social structures, right? When we have the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands really talks about where it is that we set up camp for ourselves, where it is that is like home base from which we flourish. Some of you, this is going to be connections, your romantic connections. There's something here that we're trying to push through, some sort of cycle that we've been really struggling with. Whoever this message is for. This could be your finances. This could be getting yourself into an environment that you actually enjoy. This could be a job that you actually enjoy. This could be, it could be all those really beautiful foundational things from which our creativity can flourish, from which our sense of self, our sense of security and safety and structure can flourish. Okay, there's definitely some sort of heartbreak here between the Emperor and this Eight of Cups. Like I said, I think a lot of you had to really let your heart break open in order for this new venture into this new era happen. And it's quite possible that a heartbreak is what caused it. It's quite possible that having your heart broken so much in the past is really what caused this. Again, I don't think that whoever this message is for, it's like we weren't taught the basic things about what we deserve and, what we can accomplish in our finances, what we can, that we don't have to struggle in a particular, financial class, that we have other things available to us. Whoever this message is for, you weren't taught that. You weren't taught that, love doesn't look this way. You weren't taught that, if someone disrespects you, stand up for yourself, walk away, right? You weren't taught those things. And so, or that, you're allowed to succeed. You're allowed to succeed. Someone here wasn't taught those things. And so whatever it is that we've been struggling with, it's almost like it took a heartbreak in order for us to realize this. And, the Three of Swords is no joke. That's a serious heartbreak, especially when it's followed by that Eight of Cups. This is not just disappointment, right? It's heartbreak. And for some of you, again, this isn't even anything external to you. It's a realization you had to have inside of yourself, and mourning the fact that you don't have support, or that you aren't being told that you deserve to have respect, right? For some of you, it's that. But whoever this message is for, you're definitely somebody who has put in the work into yourself, and you've been committed to your own journey. And it's almost like this is the final piece for the thing that you needed to give yourself and allow yourself in order for you to truly step through to the other side. Again, this heartbreak has led to some sort of death here. This is a transition. For some of you, it was an actual death that took place that caused this heartbreak, and that is pushing you into this new era. And so for those of you who that's true for, my condolences. There's this energy also in this death card of luck. All right. Lucky 13. The last moon, right? The last emotional dredge of something, the last emotional tie of something, a lucky point in our life where we get to reset things so that the new moon cycle can begin, right? The new lunar year can begin. There is this energy of deep, profound transformation that's taking place with this death card. And, this death card, it's almost like, so if we look at this card here, this guy's like striking out. He's like, yeah, I'm going where no rabbit has gone before. And then this death card is standing and facing forward, but he's moved over to the right here just a little bit, well, the left, if we look at it head on. And in this posture, this almost feels like I'm turning and facing something. So whoever this message is for, even though you're striking off, there's still something from the past that we're facing. So for example, it may be unrelated to what you just left, but it might be the root cause of what you just left. It's like we're making sure that we're sweeping up behind us, right? I will never be back here is kind of the feeling. Here we have the Hermit card. Some of you may have gone into like this really deep internal dive in order to make sure that this transformation really happens. And in this, we seem to be in this Nine of Wands energy where we are really putting up a barrier or a boundary between ourselves and whatever was in this past position here. So we've learned lessons, and we're making sure that those lessons don't need to be repeated. Okay, which one? We're taking this one. We have the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups is that sort of childhood innocence, right? It's also memories. So some of you, it's quite possible that the transformation and the Hierophant here that's going on is within those memories, early childhood, maybe soul connections, right? People that we miss, people that we have left behind. We may be clearing out those energies and allowing them to process so that they don't necessarily have to come forward with us in the form of energetic connections. One of the things I'm seeing though is that the Six of Cups is very heart heavy. There's a lot of hearts in these cups. 1, 2, 3, 4 cups out of 6 have hearts in them. One almost looks like it has an ice cube. The other one looks like it has a diamond. So there's things that we have to go cold on, and then there's things that we have to value. And we're going forward as this Hierophant is facing this way, the opposite of the Death card, right? And we are basically facing forward to find that diamond, find the thing that's actually precious to us. Okay, and this is the card down here, the Three of Wands. This is an entire journey. Three of Wands precedes the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is where we're heading. This is our destination when we set up our camp, right? The thing we're trying to establish for ourselves. Right now we're in the Three of Wands. This is where the ship is taking us across the water before we set up base camp. So this is where the explorer starts his exploration. So the energy is starting to ramp up now, right? We're starting to get those feelings that something good is on the horizon. We're starting to finally feel free of this. We're starting to feel very motivated with those wands energy. And again, there's opportunities coming. We have the Knight of Cups showing up on the bottom. This is a very emotional, fulfilling opportunity that's on the horizon here. But not only that, this opportunity is mirroring us, and clearing out this energy, we now have more to offer, right? Whatever this was, there were lessons that were learned here that needed to be learned before we could be the vibration that could carry this. When we have things come to us before we're ready, oftentimes we ruin them, right? So everything that has happened up until this moment had to happen so that we could be good stewards of this energy when it arrives. There may be a little bit of, oh, I like that in the bottom. Okay. We just left this, the pausing phase, whoever this collective is for, you just left this phase, but I feel that this image is an indicator of when this is coming in. Notice that it says winter, but there's this leaf, which makes me think of fall. So there's something about that transition, I would dare say somewhere here within November or early November, mid-November, where many of you are going to start seeing the opportunities roll in that you've been looking for. So here what we have is we have the most magical hour of all. And this is still indicating that we are a little bit in that transition. The energy is starting to pick up. That new era has begun, but we're just at the very beginning. We still have time to manifest, right? We still have time to manifest what it is that we want. We're in the magical hour. Those calm moments, those pauses, those moments of stasis, those moments of stillness, those are the magic moments in which we seed the energy for the coming phase. So this is what this card is indicating. You still have time. So for some of you, it's important to understand what you want to come towards you. It's important to understand exactly what that should look like. It's important to get this energy out of your mind and out of your emotions completely to a place where you're not ruminating, you're not thinking about it, so that you can focus purely on this so that you can manifest that. If you still have this in your energy and you're thinking about it, parts of this are going to be in this cup, right? This is one way that we stay inside of our cycles, is we bring the energy with us. And remember, what you're manifesting is always a reflection of who you are and what you need at the time. So even if it seems very negative, and it seems, remember those lessons that you keep learning inside of these negative cycles. And this is what these things are reflecting to us. What we are is the energy of our thoughts. In other words, energetically, we are vibrating at the energy of our thoughts and our emotions, right? That's what our energy is. This is what creates our energy system, is the way that we're showing up, the beliefs that we have about ourselves, the feelings that we have about ourselves. This is what's creating our psychic connections to people, the importance we place upon them, the amount of emotions we direct at them, the amount of thoughts that we give them, right? So remember that when you have these energies going on, this is what's going to fill that cup of that next opportunity. So try to be as cut off and clean of this past energy as you possibly can, so that you can go forward. That message has been coming up over and over for the last 3 weeks. Okay, what are we taking? We're taking one from the Alchemy book, apparently, and then we're going to close out. Okay. This is the cover image for the book. We have the reddening. All right. There's a lot of excitement in this space too. I love this energy. I really do. I think a lot of you, even if you can't do this and cut this out of your emotions and your thoughts completely, you've gotten a lot of work done, and whatever is coming towards you is going to be significantly better than what you've experienced before. Again, there's just a determination about it, that there is a breaking through to the other side happening here. And I love this. I think this energy is great. Okay, let's see here. Where on earth am I going? Okay, here we go. Life force, kundalini, and blood. Okay. The reddening indicates a full expression of the work. Oh, everything is alive. The heart pumps, the cells celebrate, and blood sings its way through the body. What was dormant has been awakened. What was once considered base is now noble. Aches and pains are integrated. Shadows are acknowledged and interwoven. When the reddening card appears, it signifies health, power, a climaxing of the work, a coalescing of what has been learned. The laboratory is no longer separate from the alchemist or from the work, but the three are now one. What occurs in the body is reflected in the world, and vice versa. Through the process of reddening, we move out of the head and into the physical body. More specifically, we reach the heart. It is there the alchemist finds the sacred ingredients of power and kindness. Oh, I love it. I love it. So with that, I will leave this message. If this resonates with you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.